everyone, and welcome to
The Movie House.
Today we're going to talk to you about a movie from 1972 called The Poseidon Adventure. What'd you think?
I love it. Poseidon Adventure is a classic from my childhood. And I don't remember if I saw it in the actual theater or not, or I was just watching reruns on TV. I know I've seen it on TV numerous times, but after watching this version, there's a lot of swearing in it. So I have a feeling I did not see it at the theater, and I think it's rated for family.
It is rated PG.
Yeah, it was rated for family. So I think it said it on when we actually watched the movie, and I was shocked because some of the, especially the language. Now, true, the F word is never used, but there's a lot of other profanity, and there's adult situations and comments made. So I was kind of surprised by that. So I'm pretty sure I must have seen the cleanup version on TV.
Well, that's where I saw it, was on TV. In fact, ABC paid $1 million for the rights to show it on TV when they first got it in the 70s. So that's where a lot of people, I think, saw it. But it was a massive hit when it came out. It made a lot of money.
It made a boatload
of money.
See what I did there?
According to IMDb, it was made for about $5 million, and it ended up grossing about $84 million. So that's a lot of return on investment. And we picked up the DVD. That's why she's looking over here at it.
Well, and I have a dog here. In case you wonder sometimes, we have two dogs, and they like to join us when we do Movie House, and you can't see them, but they're here. They love being petted. So that's what I'm doing while I'm doing the review, is petting a dog.
And mentioning the language, I didn't catch this when we watched it, but I read online that actually Ernest Borgnine uses the F word when they're picking up the Christmas tree, because I guess it was the first time they attempted the shot, and he lifted it and he said, "That's really heavy."
Really?
So he said the F word, and it's apparently stayed in the movie. I didn't hear it. So it might be very, very, very faint in the background, but
yeah, I didn't hear it.
I didn't catch it, but
I heard everything else.
Yeah, supposedly it is in there accidentally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really holds up. Again, it's made in '72, but the effects, the stunts, the use of real practical effects in water and fire, not CGI fire like we'd have probably today, really sucks you into the story and makes you believe these people are in peril.
Yeah, I when we were watching it, it's been years, decades since I've last seen this, and there's some intense scenes in this movie, and when you realize, like you said, it's not special effects, it's not CGI. And I'm literally sitting there going, relax, relax. But it gets really intense. And good acting too, which helps. That helps a lot as well, that there's really, really good acting going on here.
Yeah, we saw on the extras of the DVD that Irwin Allen, the producer, wanted character actors who were really good, people who were maybe a little bit past their star primes, like Shelley Winters and Ernest Borgnine, and I don't know if you put Roddy McDowall in that category because he's only in his 40s at this point. But but the
Red Buttons,
right, and a lot of Oscar winners like Red Buttons and Shelley Winters
and Ernest Borgnine.
And he didn't want, I guess, Gene Hackman for the preacher role, but he was a big star. He was about to win the Oscar for The French Connection. Everybody kind of, I guess, knew it. It was coming, so he bowed to the studio pressure to put Hackman in it. And of course, Hackman's a great actor, and he did a great job.
He did, yeah, yeah. And it's interesting too, because I remember watching this, and my dad he loved movies, and he was so impressed with Shelley Winters and Ernest Borgnine because that's who he knew. And he was like, this is a good film because these are great actors. And probably Gene Hackman, he's like, who's this kid?
Right.
And Gene Hackman, I'm sure, enjoyed working with these Hollywood stars. I mean, they were Hollywood stars. So
Yeah, apparently, from what I read, everybody got along fairly well. There was some acrimony between Carol Lynley and Red Buttons. They did not get along at all. Yeah, the
really,
only time they would interact was when they had to shoot a scene together,
wow.
and they're playing people who were very, very care very deeply about each other in the story. And Stella Stevens was not crazy about working with Shelley Winters because they'd worked together previously on another movie, and Shelley Winters was drinking a lot apparently at the time, reportedly at the time, and was not great to be around. But by the time they did this movie, she'd gotten hold of her drinking and was back to normal. Supposedly, reportedly, she was upset over the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. That's why she started drinking on that other project.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they got along otherwise because she was great, and they got along great. And apparently, Jack Albertson was playing a lot of cards with Shelley Winters throughout the time on the movie. I think Pinnacle or something.
Mm-hmm.
But again, according to my research, he won about $250,000 during the course of the shoot from Shelley Winters, but she never paid up.
Uh-oh.
So
Not good, not good.
But the results on screen are fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's good acting.
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's good acting, and even if they had issues with one another, it didn't show. It didn't show on the screen. You believed what was going on there. I thought this was interesting too. You said about Shelley Winters, who apparently, I did not know this, was a method actor, and she gained 35 pounds. I mean, she wasn't a slim nymph to begin with anyway, but she gained 35 more pounds and then struggled the rest of her life to get it off.
Right.
Because how old was she at the time? I mean,
Yeah, she
for
was in her
women,
late 40s, early 50s.
yeah. So for women, it's even harder. So she did that for the role, which probably wasn't really necessary, and was difficult. She never got rid of it.
No, it's unfortunate, and she worked really hard because there was a pivotal underwater scene that she had to do, and she worked very hard to get ready for that, working with a scuba diver and things professionals like that. And reportedly, the producer initially wanted Esther Williams for the part.
That makes sense.
Right. But Esther Williams' husband, Fernando Lamas, at the time, refused to let her do it because she had gained some weight since her heyday in Hollywood, and he didn't want her photographed underwater and heavier, and so she didn't do it. And again, reportedly, she was regretful that she hadn't, because Shelley Winters won an Oscar for it,
right?
Or at least got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I think she got nominated.
Got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect part for Esther Williams to play,
Yeah.
with all that water work, but she didn't do it.
Yeah, and see, and I applaud Shelley Winters, because how many women would do that today? They probably wouldn't. And she's in these scenes, and a lot of women in Hollywood, they would not want to be portrayed like that.
Yeah.
So which is unfortunate. But Shelley Winters did great. She was like, "Let me do it. I can do it," and she did it. So, and she wasn't afraid or to show
Right.
that I'm a heavy set woman doing these scenes, and didn't worry about it. It's like, here's my body.
So we were excited to see this, and we picked up a copy for our own library. So if you don't have one, it's I think I've never seen it before in a thrift store or anything like that. And so when we saw it, we grabbed it, and it's a 2-disc version. It's got the movie on one disc. It's got special background stuff on the other disc,
Which we love.
Yes, and it's even got, I didn't show you this, but it's got lobby cards that you
Oh,
can open up,
cool.
and it's got pictures from the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I want to see those.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool deal. So if you happen to see it, again, the movie is good, so even if it's not the special edition, this is the 2005 edition of the movie. it's worth having just because it's a very, very good movie.
Yeah, and another little thing about the Poseidon Adventure, he got really, everybody thought nobody wants to go see this movie, and it made so much money, and it was based on a book,
Right.
which I've ordered from the library because I want to read it. It was based on a book, and the producer was like, I'm going to make a movie about this book. And he became known as the master of the disaster. And his second movie was Towering Inferno, which apparently was another big hit, which we are going to watch soon because neither one of us have seen it or are aware of it. But apparently, again, he made another great hit out of a disaster movie before people were like, nobody wants to see this. And another thing, too, that they did win an Oscar for is the best song,
Right.
which is Morning After. There's got to be a morning after, which was very, very popular, sung by Maureen McGovern for the radio. And she was unknown
Right.
at the time. And she got to do this song and it became an instant hit. And that's from this movie. And it won an Oscar for Best Song. So there's another little good info bit about this wonderful movie.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.